Hi everybody! So, summer is almost here and I am so excited for summer because do you know what summer means? Summer means I get to watch TV. During the school year, I do not watch very much TV because I am usually very busy doing other things or reading. And by watch TV, I mean watch Netflix or YouTube. So I have started my summer binge watch and I'm going to take you guys with me this time. We are binge watching first all of Supernatural, the television series, which started on the WB and is now on the CW. I want to say that it was on the WB. Do you remember when there was the WB and then there was the other one? The channel whose name I can't remember, and then they merged into one channel and became the CW. I'm pretty sure that Supernatural was on the WB. So I started watching it when it was on the WB in season 2. I have seen up to season 8. I have not seen 9 or 10. So we will get to them eventually, and by the time we get to them, season 11 will probably be over. And maybe we'll be on Netflix. So we are going to talk about episodes 1, 2, 3 of Supernatural today. Okay, so here's the deal. I take notes on them as I'm watching them, so I know what I want to talk about with each of them. And eventually I got like smart and started writing down the episode titles, but I did not do that for the first 3. So sorry about that. Anyways, episode 1 was the pilot. And this is where Sam and Dean start their adventure, obviously. I had completely forgotten how young they look in this. I realized this was like 11 years ago and that I was, I was in my early 20s when I started watching this show. Yeah, cool story. They both are also very young in this. I think Sammy's actually just a year older than me. Canonically, I don't know how old Jared Padalecki is, actually. So this is the good one. This is the one where we get the driver picks the music, shotgun shuts his cake hole, a little bit of Dean's love of pie. We start to see Dean using the word bitch, which, fine. I do very much remember watching this the first time. Like, I had a friend who was had gotten very into it over a summer, and she really wanted me to watch it, and she was like, you're gonna love it, it's gonna be really great, we can talk about it all the time, and it's gonna be so much fun. And I'm like, I'm gonna try this. I don't know, I loved it. It's cute boys and monsters. Literally, what's not to love? And that was the first episode. So you start to get the setup that Papa Winchester, something's going on here. It's got kind of a comic booky vibe to it. It's got monsters. They use pretty good lore. You know what I mean? And so I really was very excited about episode 1. Episode 2 was the Wendigo episode. Did any of you play? Oh, I guess I'm spoiling that. Never mind. I have to cut all of this out. Okay, so there's a horror game. So, there is a specific horror game that I watched Cry play. And it features Wendigos. And Wendigos are terrifying. Let me tell you something. One of the things that grosses me out more than anything else in the entire world is cannibalism or flesh eating. I don't know how I watched Hannibal. There's a tiny Will Gray right there. Will Graham. His name was Will Graham. I'm really bad at names. With zombies, for whatever reason, it doesn't bother me. But people eating people, like conscious, fully cognizant, sentient people eating other conscious, fully cognizant, sentient people grosses me out. Especially if the person being eaten is watching themselves be eaten. That is like the, ugh. Like, so few things gross me out in reality, but that's like really high on the gross out list. So the way Wendigos become Wendigos is that they eat people. So you eat people and then you go crazy and you become a Wendigo. There's absolutely more to the lore than that. I didn't write any notes down, so I don't know what it is. But that's the gist of it. And then they hunt people and continue to eat people. So the scary thing about Wendigos is they used to be normal. They used to be normal human beings. Something terrible happened to them. In that specific horror game that I mentioned earlier, something terrible happens. You become a Wendigo. So, and some people say Wendigo, and some people say Wendigo, and I don't know what the difference is. This is very scary. We get to see, you start to see Dean. Dean wants to act like he's not, like, super into, like, fashion, or he doesn't make fashion choices, but he absolutely does, because this is the episode where he gets to, I don't do shorts. He goes hiking in jeans and, like, beetle boots or something like that. And, I'm like, Dean, you're a diva. This is also where we get the line, we gotta do this as a family business. Hunting things, killing stuff, the family business. That's it, something like that. Hunting things. Wow. Anyway, so that's the first time this line is said, and this line is repeated in perpetuity for forever. It's on every Supernatural t-shirt. It's written in the sky in lights on whatever day of the week Supernatural is on now. It was on Thursdays when I watched it originally, and that's why these videos will be on Thursday. Supernatural Thursday. I really like these early episodes. I really like the Monster of the Week thing. And episode 3, which I have listed as Water, features another Monster of the Week. This is the second time that we see ghosts in the show, because this pilot had a woman in white. Should have mentioned that. A woman in white is one of my favorite types of ghost stories, with the wandering woman grabs people off the dark highways. We have a similar story to that in the Dearborn area in the city of Inkster. I've heard there's a ghost apparition of a woman that is on Inkster Road. I've never seen her, but I've heard the story. So anyway, so in episode 3, the water episode, you think maybe at first it's going to be like a water monster, like a Loch Ness, that would be cool, or like a Kappa, or mermaids are water monsters. It ends up being a ghost. So, okay, so there's going to be spoilers for these episodes. These episodes are like 10 years old, so maybe you don't care. Maybe you're just watching because you want to know how I feel about Supernatural. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you. So this is also the episode where we start to see Dean and Sam's daddy issues, and we start to see that Papa Winchester is kind of jerking them around. And John is like one of my least favorite characters, if we're going to be 100% honest. Not Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's awesome. But John Winchester himself. You messed up your kids. And you see that in the comic books. And he's just not my favorite. And so I think that this is partly because, you know, I was in it. And he was jerking those boys around. He jerked them around so hard for, you know, a full season. And so that's the first 3 episodes. That's all we're going to talk about today. Next week we will get on to the rest of my binge. Episodes 4, 5, and 6, which are, oh god. Episode 5 is a rough one for me. But we will get to that next week. I will see you guys later, and as always, I love you, babies. Bye.